Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm back again. Reverend Andrew Goosby. Um, I'm preaching from the 66 books of the Bible, the 1,189 chapters tonight. I want to read the book of tonight, Deuteronomy. I want to read the book of Deuteronomy tonight, brothers and sisters. Let me tell you a little bit about Deuteronomy. This is the first 5 books of Moses. Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. They call it the Torah. The first 5 books. He wrote this book, the book of Deuteronomy. He wrote this book around about 1450 through 1405 BC. Anytime somebody say, "Oh well, what BC mean?" BC mean the initial BC mean before Christ. Always remember that when somebody asks you that. Okay, brothers and sisters, I want to read a couple of chapters and verses from the 66 books of the Bible, 1,189 chapters of the Bible. Here we go, brothers and sisters. I'm going to read from the book of Deuteronomy. Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to read from chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 2. Moses talked to the Hebrew Israelites. Moses talked to the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, this is the message Moses gave to all the people of Israel. Okay, in the desert east of the Jordan River. Okay, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 6. The Lord our God spoke to us at Mount Sinai. Okay, and said, "You have stayed long enough in this mountain." Okay, you have stayed long enough at this mountain. Get ready and go to the mountain country of the Amorites. Okay, the Amorites is the people who they in the dictionary, the Amorites is a group of people. Okay, they call them a group of wicked people who worship false gods. Okay, who live in Canaan. Okay, when the Hebrew Israelites when the Hebrew Israelites got there, when Moses, took them out of Egypt and they landed up in Canaan. Okay, that's who they have to face at that particular time. They had to face the Amorites at that particular time. Okay, that's who they was. Okay, all right. Here we go, brothers and sisters. We're going to jump down to Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 9. Moses appoint a leader. Okay, at that time, chapter 9, chapter 1, verse 9. Okay, at that time, I said, I'm not able to take care of you myself. The Lord your God had made you grow. The Lord your God had made you grow in number so that there are so many of you as there are stars in the sky. Pray the Lord. I pray that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, will give you 1,000 times more and do all the wonderful things he promised. Okay? Do all the wonderful things he promised to your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? All right? I'm going to jump down to chapter 19. Spies enter the land. Okay? Chapter 19. Chapter 1, verse 19. Then as the Lord our God commanded us, we left Mount Sinai and went towards the mountain country of the Amorites. Okay? Of the Amorites people. We went through that large and terrible desert. Okay? You say, and then we came to Kadesh. And now he said, you now have came to the mountain country of the Amorites, the land the Lord God will give us. All right. Look here. It is go up and take it. The Lord, the God of your ancestors, told you to do this. So don't be afraid and don't worry. Okay? I'm going to jump down, brothers and sisters. Here we go. I'm in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1, chapter 26. Here we go, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to keep you too long, brothers and sisters. Here we go. Read a couple of chapters and verses, and I'm going to let you go. All right. Israel refused to enter. Chapter 26, chapter 1, verse 26. But you refused to go. You would not obey the commands of the Lord, your God, but grumble in your tents. Grumble mean that, you complaining all the time, And your tents say that the Lord hate us. He brought us out of Egypt just to give us to the Amorites, okay, who will destroy us. Where can we go now? The spies we sent have made us afraid because they said the people there are strong and tall, okay, taller than we are. The cities are big with walls up to the sky. And we saw the anchorites there. All right. Then I said to you, don't be afraid. And then I said to you, don't be frightened. Don't be afraid of those people. The Lord, your God, would go ahead of you and fight for you as he did in Egypt. Okay? He will fight for you in Egypt just like he freed the Hebrew, just like Moses freed the Hebrew Israelites out of Egypt. And he going to fight for you when you go inside and deal with the Amorites in the land of Canaan. Okay? So don't be afraid. All right? Here we go. I'm going to jump up to chapter 2, verse 2. Israel wandered in the desert. Okay. Then we turned around and we traveled on a desert road towards the Red Sea, as the Lord had told me to do. We traveled through the mountain of Eden for many days. Okay. Now Eden is concerning the dictionary, brothers and sisters. Eden is bear with me for a minute, brothers and sisters. Eden, concerning a dictionary, is Esau, the land where Esau descendant lived. Eden was the land where Esau descendant lived at. Okay, the land of Egypt, the land of Esau, concerning Genesis chapter 36, verse 8 and 9. Okay, they refused to let the Hebrew Israelites pass through. Okay, they refused to let them pass through Canaan. Okay, concerning Numbers 20, chapter 20, verse 14 through 21, and Judges 11, 17 through 18. Okay, all right. So Eden is what you call. I think I could pull it up on a map. Modern day Eden. Here we go. Modern day Eden is right up here. All your European countries. Eden is all your European countries. Okay. Here we go. That's Eden. Okay. And brothers and sisters, that's what you call Eden, where Esau lived at. Okay. Here we go, brothers and sisters. I'm in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 2. Then the Lord said to me, you have traveled through those mountains long enough. Turn off and give the people this command. You will soon go through the land that belong to your relative. The lands that belong to your relative. Okay? Canaan. Your relative is the Caucasian man. Okay? He's your relative. Your relative, let me explain to you. Your relative come from the blood of Isaac and Rebekah. They was born in Africa. Okay? At that particular time, the countries at that particular time, that the map that I showed you, it was all together at that particular time. It was all what you call Africa. Okay? All these countries was split up and separated. Okay? Somehow, some way. You know, over the years. Centuries. You know. Anyway, let me get back to reading what I got to say, brothers and sisters. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 2. Then the Lord said to me, you have traveled through those mountains long enough. Turn off and give the people this command. You will soon go through the land that belongs to your relative, the descendants of Esau, who live in Eden. Okay? The descendants of Esau, the descendants of the Caucasian man. Okay? Who live in Eden. They will be afraid of you. They will be afraid of you. Like to this day, they are afraid of you to this day. To this day, they are. You know, but you know the way you gotta deal with them, you gotta come to them in a friendly way, and don't put no, you gotta. If you come to me in a crazy way, I'm gonna get scared. They're gonna be scared too as well. And like they were scared of you back in them days, and they still scared of you now because of your behavior, the way you come after people. You don't come after people in the wrong way. You know, that's the way you come to people. You know. Anyway, they will be afraid of you, but be very careful. Do not go to war against them. Okay. He will not give you any of their land. Okay. Not even a foot of it, because I have given the mountains of Eden to Esau. He gave the mountain of Eden to Esau. Okay? In other words, the mountains of Esau is this part right here. The European countries, Germany, Russia, the European, they used to call it the Caucasus Mountains. Here it is. He gave it to them. Okay? God gave it to them. That's what he's talking about. Okay? All right? As he gave it to them as his own. You must pay them in silver for any food you eat or water you drink. Okay? And it says, the Lord your God had blessed everything you have done. Okay? He has protected you while you travel through the great desert. Okay? The Lord your God has been with you for the past 40 years. He protected you. He protected the Hebrew Israelites for 40 years in the desert. Warm in the desert for 40 years. Fed them, for 40 years. Clothed them for 40 years. So that's how God operates. Okay? I'm gonna jump down to one more verse, brothers and sisters, and I'm gonna let you go. Okay? I want to read, this is the last verse I'm going to read in the book of Deuteronomy, brothers and sisters, chapter 4, okay? Moses tell the Hebrew Israelites to obey. Okay, they was chapter 4, verse 15. The law about idols. Okay, since the Lord spoke to you from the fire, since the Lord spoke to you from the fire at Mount Sinai, but you did not see him. Watch yourself carefully. Don't sin by making idols of any kind. Okay? So, since God showed Moses through the burning fire, that's who he was. I'm a flame of fire. That's who I am. Okay? Don't make yourself nothing to idols. Okay? Don't worship no man, no sticks. Like you got these people now, different religion, false religions. Don't worship, only worship the Lord thy God. Don't worship nobody else. That's what he said in his word. Okay? And he say, one more thing I got to go, brothers and sisters, until next time, to 66 books of the Bible. One more thing. All these people worshiping these people, walking around, and like they God. He said in his word, do not worship no idols. Don't worship no man, no woman, nobody. You worship the Lord thy God. That's the reason why we're having so much problems now in this world. You want to worship a man, a woman, and worship false religion. Okay? Brothers and sisters, until next time, I hope you like my message that I spoke from the book of Deuteronomy tonight. Until next time, from the 66 books of the Bible, the 1,189 chapters of the Bible. I love you, brothers and sisters. Bye.